It is 5:36 in the afternoon, and this is Robinson and Docgettochild. Out here in the backyard, just listening to nature do its thing as I sit out here and working my little outside studio on my balcony. I just love the sound that I be hearing, and it's just peaceful and pleasant out here at all times. I'm working on the portrait for my wife and I. And on my allowance, this is a drive. This painting here is oil painting, and I'm basically done with it. You got to get it framed up and whatnot, but I got to let it dry. It take 2 or 3 days for it to dry sometimes. So that's the purpose I got it out here. And what I'm planning on doing with this one is I'm gonna be shadowing in around between the two people. I'm going to be bringing in the hand and bringing it out, and then I'll begin to work. I should get this one finished probably this afternoon if nothing happens. I get it done, and that'll basically be it. And then my next piece is going to be back on the Man with No Plan, because that's going to be a series that I'm going to keep running. And it's done on behalf of all of my cancer family, okay? And so we'll keep that going for us. And because what I do, I show the emotions in it. What it's like to be diagnosed, okay? But anyway, on one of my other segments, I was saying that, you know, it was good that we got a black president, and that I was going to be talking about economic oppression and what it's like to have to live in the poverty, you know, dealing with that. Society is plagued with critics of society against people that don't seem to be as fortunate as some. The one that's fortunate always finds fault in the unfortunate. You can always say there's a better way to live, and can come out and want to set examples and go home and sit down and eat them caviar or a lasagna, you know. Then these people got to go eat pork and beans out of a can, got to be trading in the food stamps to buy gasoline, this kind of thing. And then when you meet some of them, we met some of them at a place called Coastal Plains where they paid the bills, okay? You live out at 1 o'clock in the morning to live under oppression. It's a lot of pressure. You're trying to set moral principles for your children and your family, and you can't feed them. You're trying not to do nothing to break the law. With drugs, and then, you know, you got a corrupt sheriff department and all of this, and you trying to stay within the legal binds of the law. You got people getting killed in your jails and everything else, and people getting robbed at the convenience stores, and all your stores and properties being purchased by the Indians. Oh my God! Just what type of scenario do people have? We look at it and we'll find the fault. We begin to ridicule people for living a certain way, and then you get a blast out of doing it to them. And then you start being the judge and the jury. You can find every fault that there is to find in the people that's not living up to your standards, okay? One that's not living up to the standards of others. These people be hereby condemned. If they could be sentenced to death, I imagine they would sentence them to death if they could do that. You know? But it's sad that we have to live through economic oppression, and then we go to the news media. They don't want to discuss it. They won't discuss it. They will not discuss it. I had a piece that I will have published in the papers it was called Economic Oppression, and oh man, it had some condemning things in there from the city officials, but they had read it, they had approved it, you know. And I went to them before I would have it published. Of course, you know, they agreed with me, you know, because, you know, I've been talking a little noise to them up at city council, so they was quick to agree. But the problem we have is that there's no equilibrium, there's no fairness in our system, okay? And the problem is that they uses these contractors. There's a certain group of people that's got power here in Lowndes County, and they're the most wealthiest people in the county, and they control this county, and been controlling the 5 counties, surrounding counties, probably for the last, 150 years, and been the promoters of the economic oppression, but stands up to us and can tell us how we should live. And they're the ones that's done exploited our communities. Oh yeah. But, people be done did wrong for so long that they forget that they're doing wrong. People that accepted living wrong for so long, they done lost the realization that the life they're living is wrong, and that they really don't have to live that way. But this is what you find in our society today. So, I'm bringing shadows in here and trying to make this thing work. Now, I don't have anything against no one that migrates to our country, our great nation. But right now, it seems like there needs to be a better plan. Everybody's escaping, coming to the United States, getting our jobs. We get a monument, they get the job. We get the punishment, they get the project. We lived in the projects in the ghettos. They driving big nice cars and trucks. So then we began to feel bad and worse. And people that got associated arts degrees, bachelor degrees, architects and engineers can't find jobs, can't get jobs somewhere in some restaurant washing dishes, holding 2 or 3 jobs. And the one lady she worked 22 hours a day, and almost lost her mind because she don't get enough rest. Okay, my sister, she works that way, and she works around the clock, around the clock, trying her best to make ends meet. See, and don't have the job that she got a degree in. She fixing sandwiches and whatnot. Nothing wrong with that, because she making an honest living. But then we got some of those out there that just, is getting caught up into what I call the whammy, And the whammy is where they got to go and ultimately get caught and go behind the slammy. That's them jail bar slamming. And selling drugs and doing everything else. So then when we look at it, we want to lay it fall on who. But then we got to look at the big picture. The big picture is that there is no fairness in Lowndes County. That's the big picture. Now we're working together. We're trying to put something together, and we're not going to be abusive. We're not going to be using hatred. We can't change that one thing that occurred 10 seconds ago, but we're going to try to make tomorrow a better day. Make Lowndes County a better place. Now, that do not mean that we're going to prepare to take a whole bunch of garbage, because I'm a minister, and bottom line, we are not. Now, beings that we are economically oppressed, beings that we are people that know how to take nothing and make something of it, we're going to utilize just that. And we're going to start preaching the sermons of keep the dollar in the neighborhood and redirect these funds. We are going to take companies and target companies that maybe don't have anything to do with it. It might be a Winn-Dixie in a certain section of town that we don't buy not one slice of bread from. It might be a Publix that we might say, well, we need Mr. Publix to go down here and let the city council know what they're doing is wrong, that we need to share in some of these contracts, and we won't buy nothing from Mr. Publix, okay? And we are 58% in the city. We might decide not to buy anything from Mr. Walmart, okay? Because I already understand that Walmart have issues. But we might decide not to buy anything from them on either one of their places, because we don't have to march anymore. All we have to do is redirect our funds, and that's what we're going to do. In other words, if we are not good enough for you to employ, we are not good enough to keep us on your ballots. Therefore, our money is not good enough for you to be utilizing and spending, even if it's the money from the underworld, because we got an underworld, We always have had an underworld, And men like Al Capone and all those guys came from the underworld. Okay? So I'm a minister, so I'm not going to promote nothing that's wrong like that. But what the bottom line is that world do exist out there. Okay? And by that world existing out there, we know that world have never went away. And that world still exists today. And that world is the world of people struggling to survive, that's economically oppressed, that's pushed into this economical box of chaos where everyone is expecting them to live up to a certain standard. We just can't do it because we are physically exhausted, we are tired, beat down, rubbed completely out, but we do have enough hope within us to realize that we come this far by faith, and we're going to go the rest of the way and not going to break no laws, and going to be trying to help those who are violating laws to get their lives together in order. So, you know, it's an art, just like this is an art. And we got to utilize this gift of art that we have, that we all possess, and help one another. And we got to get beyond that color barrier. Even though some won't allow us to, but we're going to have to get beyond it. We're going to have to do everything that we possibly can to defeat economic oppression. I know that we can. I know that we are survivors. I'm a cancer survivor. And I know what survivor, the word survival means. And we are survivors. We are American people. Everyone comes onto our shores, we help them. But it's coming to a point in time now that, you know, we may not be able to help so much. Maybe they need to go into the military and earn them a spot here. We are not rejecting or resenting. But the fact of the matter is, these large companies and corporations, they are crippling us by working these guys for half prices and driving our prices down. They're just destroying our market from within. They'll come over and they'll buy up our service stations. Our banks won't work with us, but they'll work with everyone else. As if it's a diabolical spot. As if it's some kind of big diabolical plan or scheme, which most likely it is. But, you know, we got to work toward justification, equilibrium, justice and equality by the law. So anyway, I'm trying to bring this around here, and this is my art. And I'm hoping that the art of humanity can paint a better picture and draw a better picture than I'm drawing here. And I'm doing my best to try to make this come out right. Listen at me. Oh, man. I hear you, baby. Free. That's right. Talk to me. Come on, little bird. Here, this Docgettochild. Economic oppression. So don't feel so depressed because of the oppression. There's hope. There's a will. Believe. You must believe in something. Believe in yourself. This is again Docgettochild. Until next time. Until the next time around. I hope that this could. I'm just praying that this done you some good. And I'm just gonna scan around the yard a little. You know, hoping I can see that bird, but I don't see it. But this is where I live, and this is what I do out here in my yard. And I love to come out here and work in my studio and make certain that I get work done. And everything seems to work out pretty good for me. In the meantime, we don't have to hate anyone, and it takes money to carry the mail. It takes love to unite people. And whatever you do, please, I'm a minister, stay prayed up. Pray for your neighbors. Pray for your friend. Pray for our president, our government. And pray for yourselves. Whatever you do that one. Pray for yourself that God be glorified in your lives. And just take day by day, step by step. And you'll make it, and we'll make it as a people. We will get there sooner or later. Better earlier than later, but we will get there, believe me. So meantime, don't be so depressed by economic oppression.